Hello, welcome to Local Try YouTube channel. This is Liana Jabin and I am here with yet another important topic in Constitution of India, that is jurisdiction of High Court. So we all know jurisdiction of High Court extends to the original and appellate jurisdiction, but it also extends to similar other things. So we will discuss all these in detail in today's topic. And firstly, we have to keep in mind that it is almost similar to the jurisdiction of Supreme Court of India. That is, the jurisdiction and powers of Supreme Court is given under Article 129, and the jurisdiction of High Court is being talked on the Article 215. So Article 215 declares that High Court as a court of record. So what is a court of record? That is, a court of record is the court that is entitled with the power with to issue writs and also to punish for contempt of court and to review the decisions and orders of the subordinate courts. So we know that subordinate courts like district courts does not have any power to contempt of court, and also it cannot review any orders, but High Court has a power. This is for controlling the subordinate courts, but it cannot punish for contempt of court, or it cannot it cannot review the decisions of Supreme Court, and cannot punish the powers of Supreme Court. But Supreme Court can review the High Courts and punish for its contempt. So let's look what court of record is. So Article 215 declares that every High Court shall be a court of record, that it shall have the power to punish for its contempt. So the thing you have to keep in mind is that court of record means the court that have the right to issue writs and to punish for its contempt. So secondly, the most important thing we have to understand is of its general jurisdiction. Article 225 says that the Constitution says that the High Court is subjected to a general jurisdiction. That is the that is it also give a power over revenue matters, and the original jurisdiction is a whole area consisting of in the state, or if it is a High Court of two or more states, it will have jurisdiction over that. So in a act of 1935 of Government of India Act, it was said that the High Court will not have the jurisdiction over revenue matters, but in the amendment it was stated, the Privy Council's amendments, it was stated that High Court will have again power to review the judicial matters also, but it is always subjected to the restrictions of union parliament and state legislature. That is, if parliament makes an order that High Court will not have a power to say about on revenue matters, then that will stop, that will change. Okay, so now the certain things like the appellate jurisdiction vested in High Courts was transferred to the National Tax Tribunal. That is, we know various tribunals are setting up now, like Consumer Distress Disposal Court and all. So there is many cases are transferring to these tribunals, like National Tax Tribunal. So various other things are losing jurisdiction from the High Court. So that we have to keep in mind. And the High Court also transfers certain cases, like under Article 228, the High Court has power to withdraw a case from subordinate court and take that case in its entirety. That is, if it is satisfied that a case pending in a subordinate courts involves a substantial question of law of the case itself, or to determine the said question of law and return the case to subordinate court with a copy of its judgment. The subordinate court will then decide the case in conformity with the High Court's judgment. Like, it can take the case of subordinate courts if it is of it is involving a high question of law that the High Court think that subordinate court cannot handle, or if if it thinks that it is only a matter of subordinate court, it can transfer with a copy of order that so and so the judge can write so and so and transfer it to the subordinate courts also. And but the Article 235 says that the High Court has the disciplinary jurisdiction over subordinate cause. So this is also a thing we have to keep in mind. There is disciplinary jurisdiction. So we have learned that revenue jurisdiction, disciplinary jurisdiction, and the another thing is administrative jurisdiction. So the administrative jurisdiction, to understand this, we have to study a case, that is State of Rajasthan versus Prakash Chand. In this case, the administrative control of the High Court rests in the Chief Justice alone. On the judicial side, however, he is one among the first among the equals, and it was held that the Chief Justice is the master of the roster. And the third was that the prison judge can only do that work as is allowed to them by Chief Justice or under his directions. Till any determination made by Chief Justice last, no judge who is to sit singly can sit in a division bench. So these were the decisions of the that was made in State of Rajasthan versus Prakash Chand on administrative control of High Court. That is, the administrative control of High Court is in the Chief Justice of High Court. That is, he is the master of the roster and he is having all the prerogative functions. That is what Chief Justice of High Court is for. That is, all administrative matter is taken by him, and that is not in judge. It is on Chief Justice of High Court. So let's look the writ jurisdiction of High Court. So this is a very important thing we have to understand. Writ jurisdiction of High Court. We know writ jurisdiction of Supreme Court. So writ jurisdiction of High Court is also similar to writ jurisdiction of Supreme Court, and is given in Article 226. So we know the writ jurisdiction of Supreme Court is given in Article 32, and the writ jurisdiction of High Court is given in Article 226. These are the important questions that are always asked in the general knowledge quiz and all. That is, what kind of which article governs the writ jurisdiction? The writs are of various types, like there is habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, quo warranto, certiorari, and it is for the enforcement of fundamental rights mentioned in Part 3 of Constitution. That is, High Court issues writs for so for these type of enforcement of fundamental rights, and these writs are enforced. That is habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, quo warranto, certiorari. Okay, so these are also called prerogative writs. That is, they had the originate in the prerogative part of the superintendence. That is, we have studied about administrative control. Same way there is prerogative control. So it comes under prerogative control. That is why writs are called prerogative writs. And the scope of Article 226 is so wide, that is, it confers a various wide power on High Courts to remedy injustice whenever it is found. So judicial review is also a basic feature or a basic function that is granted to High Court. And so Article 226 of Constitution actually gives power for High Court to actually does a judicial review of subordinate courts, or else there won't be anyone to control the order that is passed in various subordinate courts. So the writ jurisdiction that this High Court is having, it can actually enforce the basic feature of Constitution, and it cannot be ousted and also excluded even by constitutional amendment. That is, it is forming a part of basic structure of Constitution. Article 226 comes under judicial review part of Constitution. So Article 226 cannot be amended. That is, it is a part or essence of basic feature of Constitution. And there is also provision for interim relief the High Court can provide. So the Constitution 44th Amendment Act, it was the Article 226 was amended, that it can provide ex parte interim relief. That is, the furnishing him copies of such petition and also giving him opportunity of being heard. That is, the interim relief to to apply for interim relief. That is, a case will be a long thing. So a person who is affected by it cannot wait for a long time. So there is an interim relief provided, that is he can get the interim relief through furnishing the copies and also by giving him an opportunity to heard, and this is called ex parte interim relief. What is called ex parte interim relief? That is, it is through Constitution's 44th Amendment Act. It was nice. And also there is a locus standi, that is who can apply, like a person whose constitutional or legal right is infringed can file a petition under Article 226 of the Constitution and actually file a writ petition, and this is called locus standi of the Article 226. That is, for interim relief or ex parte interim relief, a person can apply through the scope of Article 226. Okay, and this is for actually invoking the jurisdiction of High Court and actually revive the social and economic disability that is in our country. Okay, so there are many things coming under the writ jurisdiction, and we can say that the power of High Court cannot be abridged even by the amendment of Constitution. That is, the view that power of judicial review cannot be, that is got under Article 226 of Constitution, cannot be taken away or abridged. Constitutional standard discarded because it is the basic structure of the Constitution. And when we study about the jurisdiction of High Court, or when we write an answer on this topic, it's important that we understand the various writs like habeas corpus, mandamus, certiorari writ. So these are very important that we study all these two, that can be discussed on another video because it's so big. The writ jurisdiction is so large topic that that can be discussed in a very big video only. So part of superintendence over all calls by High Courts, when we speak of that, we know there are various subordinate calls that is coming, that is district courts, and under district courts also there is various courts like municipal courts, magistrate. So all the orders passed on the subordinate courts can be reviewed by High Court, and the subordinate courts are given under Article 233 to 237. So when we study about the subordinate courts, the thing we have to understand is that the High Court is having control over the subordinate courts and all. So this is all under the jurisdiction of High Court. So we have to keep in mind all these and study. Okay, so thank you. And study all the writs for a greater understanding of it. Okay, so thank you for listening. I'm signing off. Bye bye.